Hello everybody, it's us once again. It's Derek
and Maddie.
Earth and Stone. We are at Lytle Community Cemetery. Beautiful little town. And we had passed by the cemetery once before, but just to check it out, Maddie said, you know what? We never did a video for that one, so here we are. We're going to go in here, look at some of the interesting spots. Maddie remembers more about this place than I do, so she'll be showing me some of the places that we saw last time. So, if you're ready, let's go. Let's start off with this grave right here. Soto was a couple here. Sylvia D left us in 2021, and Jose L in 2017. And that's very, very nice craftsmanship there. Something about angels and hearts just kind of say a lot, say so much. The flat gray.
The roses.
Where?
Be careful because this is sunk.
Yes.
Right in the middle, there's a bunch of roses.
Oh, yes. Didn't even notice those. That's pretty amazing. I don't remember if I've seen that before, but I'm seeing it now, and pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very nice.
And the tradition, big red, bringing on big red and beer. Back in your heyday, Derek, what would you have been doing with that beer?
When I was younger, we'd come to cemeteries just for the sheer heck of it. And chances are, if we had seen something like this, back then $5 went a long way, so I probably would have bet someone $5 they couldn't drink one of those beers, like chug it. As old as it is, as worn out as it is, you know it's been there a while. I think I would have known at least one person who did it, but I'm older now, you know. When I was younger, I ate as a child, spake as a child, but when I grew up, I put away childish things, and that's highly disrespectful to mess with things that are on graves. I wouldn't have done that now, of course. Even if I was thirsty and dying, I wouldn't do that. That's, nah. Plus, it's light beer. Ugh, who drinks that? And here we have the grave of Olivia Briones Riojas. 1962 to 2021. That's not very old. Not old at all in my book. But old enough to have grandkids. Because here, beloved mother, crazy grandma, and sister. The fact that they didn't put crazy first and said mother, grandma, and sister tells me that when she was with the grandkids, she was a piece, man. She was just a nut. I guarantee you, those kids had fun with her. And that's great. I mean, when you make memories like that with your grandparents, nothing beats that. She probably left them with some of the best memories. Guaranteed. Rosalinda Valles, 1985 to 2021. Daughter, sister, and mother. Now, when it's like 80s, to me, that's like super young, because I was born 1970, so I got 15 years on her. And she has some really serious ink there. A Spurs fan, definitely. Very nice. The pictures just, you know, I think about it sometimes. So we've seen pictures in graves that are just like black and white and very stoic. And now you have pictures like this that are in full color and stuff. I wonder what people are going to be saying 80, 90, 100 years from now when they see these stones. The picture's kind of faded. And like, oh, you know, they don't use holographic images like we do now. Stuff like that, you know, it's maybe the pictures. I wonder why no one's done a 3D picture yet. Like a hologram in the picture. That sounds like it would be something. And as you move, they follow you. Their eyes follow you as you move. Maybe that's too creepy, I don't know. But sounds like a pretty good idea to me. William D. Cogburn. Very bright looking young man. His eyes are very bright. 2000 to 2017. Son, brother, friend, a child of God. According to Maddie, he passed away in a rollover accident. It's a very simply shaped one, but the material on it is really, really nice. And on the other side here, yep, we were right. Signed William Cogburn, 2017. Yeah, we had guessed, like, what is that for? And it was signed by him, so. Wait a minute. Yeah, no. Thought maybe his dad did it or something, but no, there's no junior there. So, nice piece of work there. Nice that they embedded it in the stone. One thing I've been seeing a lot of in this cemetery are these types of deals. They're plastic and they're printed on, which I'm thinking is a very, very economical way of marking the grave. They look really nice, but probably way, way, way cheaper. I don't know why I said probably. It's definitely cheaper than stone. No telling how much it would cost, but it is a nice alternative. It's very respectful. Gives you all the information you need. There's a little quote at the bottom there that I couldn't see, but it's the name and the years of birth and death, and sometimes there's a picture printed on it. So I mean, really, that pretty much does its job. So very interesting. This section of the cemetery is reserved for babies, and some people will refer to it as baby land. It is in other cemeteries. Yeah, that's super sad. I don't know when this was established, but it seems like all the graves are facing this fence. Let's take a look at some of these graves here of these children. Can't cross over into all of them because there's fencing here on some of these, so I won't be stepping into those, of course. But here we have our beloved baby Evangeline Grace Waite. I hope I pronounced that right. 2011, 2012. She was almost a year old. Few months shy of that. Step softly, a dream lies buried here. And then here we have the grave marker Consuelo de Ramos, 45 to 22. She's beloved wife, grandma, and great grandma. So I guess they buried her with granddaughter, perhaps. No name on this one. Nothing on this one. Wow. Wonder what that means. We have Ezra Ray Hoover, 2017, and Adonis Ray Tapia, 2021. And it looks like, yeah, he was miscarried. You can tell by the picture there. If this offends you, please look away. But you can tell by the photo there that he was born like that, probably months earlier. He looks way too small and way too young to have been carried to term. This one just little tiny baby. She was born, but didn't last the day, I guess, because there's only one date on there, April 12th. This one is Angela Perez. And that one's too faded to read. But yeah, this is dedicated to the babies and the children. We have a section here that says, this area is dedicated to those whose earthly remains were entrusted to the people of Atascosa County. Jose Cruz in 2020, Frederick Spiedel, 2018, John Mackey, 2020, William Atkins, 2022, Pablo Mendoza, 2023, Antonia Sáenz, 2023. And Jose Cruz has a very small stone, but everyone else has those plastic ones I pointed out before. And because of how close they are, one could deduct that these are cremations. entrusted to the people of Atascosa County. I guess nobody claimed them. They were left unclaimed, I guess, or people couldn't afford to bury them. I don't know. I don't know what the story is behind this section. I mean, none of them look so old that they wouldn't have families still, but they probably surrendered them to the county or to the city and had them take care of the burial. And they went with cremation. So it's nice of them to do that for them, to give them a respectable service and inter them. Very nice. Michaela Joy Sandoval, 2003, 2022. I was telling Maddie, I was like, this is a very short grave. Look. But then, my brains kicked in and I said, okay, the bench is part of it. So yeah, now it makes sense. I said, she couldn't have been that short, could she? I mean, it's possible, but no. This is a full plot. They just put the bench at the end. They made it themselves, it looks like, because you have the same stone on the bench as you do down here, and then down here it looks like cinder block. So it looks like it was made by them. I don't know if it was or not. I'm just guessing by what I see here. So it's very nice. This is a nice layout for a grave. It's very nice with a lot of personal touches. I don't know what I've heard of this stone before, but I forgot what they called it. It's not an orange tint. We have Duncan, loving daughter of Ray and Denise, sister of Haley Ryan Kennedy Reese. And her name was Reagan Mercedes Duncan. As you see here, the anniversary of her death is coming up very soon, May 17th. God bless her and her family. I like this one here. It's simple, to the point. Got it marked off with the flowers. Yeah, I like these personal touches, these little, this is what we have to offer. We have the stone, but let's make it very personal, and that's exactly what they did here. It's very nice. I like that. Garcia Adam Jr., passed in 2022, born in 1957. And Norma J., I guess is his wife, was born in 1959, but she is still with us. I really like the photo they used here. They colorized an old photo. They didn't use a photo of when she was older. They basically kept her young forever. Concha Garcia, 29 to 2014. Gabriel Alex Martinez. Again, that very, very nice, very glossed black. 1989 to 2009. 20 years old. When you look at the pictures and inscriptions, I mean, this is obvious, but it tells you a little something about the person. And here I see eagle or a hawk with boxing gloves, so I'm going to guess that he was a boxer. But here is something new for me. They have initials, and then they inscribed parting words for him. MB, remembering the good times. SS, until we meet again, I'll cherish every memory and I'll always keep you close to my heart. XJ, brotherhood, the Outlaws. He was either in or very close to a motorcycle club. I am Y, the perfect smile that warmed my heart, now lights heaven. TM says, breathing every day doesn't seem fair without you. I love you and miss you, my brother. That's a really, really nice touch. To put some words from his family and friends. Last words they want to say to him. That is extremely personal and very nice. Here we have the grave of Victorito Dominguez. And this stone is what I would call in the neighborhood of exquisite. It's a simple design, it's a cross, but the way it's laid out, the cross they have, there's like a Celtic cross, and then initials and dates and names, and just very, very nice stone. Very thick too. Two sides. Dominguez Palacios. Que amor. Bonito bravío. Double piece. And it's accompanied with this bench here. Stardust in our eyes, you shared your tender heart, you picked up off the ground. Sin hubiera muerto. On the wings of a dove. All these look very hand-drawn, and then, of course, they embedded them into the stone. All this is carved in, but these are all hand-drawn pictures that they used for these. And the words, and just, again, with the very, very, very personal touches, it just brings a whole other dimension to the grave, to the memory of this person. Here we have the grave of White, William Edward and Dorothy May Husky, 1917 and 1925, married in 1947. We have the Mason symbols, which is very prominent in a lot of these cemeteries here. Like over there, we have Husky, Robert R. and Maddie E. They have Mason symbols as well. I know there was a Mason church in Somerset, which is a neighboring town, but I'm pretty sure they have it here too, in Lytle. Walking around the cemetery, I happened to see this here. Very, very nice bench, but it's not facing towards any of the graves. It's facing down the row. But look at the art on this. This is inlaid. That's stone inlaid. There's not painting. It's not a paint. They actually inlaid some stones. You can see where some of the stones are missing around the edge. But I don't know what that is, but it's very nice. That's craftsmanship right there. George Y. Gonzalez, 1940 to 2016. Came over here to see this one because the back of it caught my eye. It has this veteran symbol on the back, folded flag. Maddie pointed out that it was a folded flag. I couldn't tell. To me, from way back there, it looked like a candelabra. And here we go, telling a story with the pictures. We got bowling and barber equipment, hairstylist, and over here, truck driver. Ah, look. She worked for the phone company, I guess. Hester Barbara Nell. That's a phone company symbol. Okay, that's why I'm assuming that. Is it there for that reason? I don't know. I really don't know. Was she like a phone operator? Do not know. And we got Hester, James W., Bill Jr., 28 to 73. Woodmen of the world. Yes, woodmen. And here, Between this one and this one, we have Baby Sadler, 1951. That's it. That's all it says. Wondering if it was their child. Don't know. Died in 1951, 1934. Would have been about 20 years old or so. So sure, yeah, could very well be theirs. I'm just surprised it doesn't have a last name. That's why I'm saying. You have the grave of Moore here. B-17 Flying Fortress. And then there's like this odd looking guitar. I forgot what they call it. It's like a slide guitar, but I forgot what the actual name is. Or is it slide guitar? I don't know. Father of Ray Bernard. There's pilot pictures and a list of the guys in his crew. Look at that. All the ribbons that he had for Cecil Ray, who died in 2014. And Krista Pearl Ray, his wife, I'm sure. Look at all the symbols they have on there. I just looked up the double eagle and the forgot what that's called. Shriner symbol, I believe. Then we have the Eastern Star, Colonial Dames, something century. Christopher O'Reilly. Here they are. With this huge chunk of dirt missing here and over here. Wonder why. I would figure if it would settle, it would all go in here. It looks, you know what? It looks like dogs were digging in it. But here's the crazy thing. It's on the side of the one with no death date.
You think they need to etch it in?
Probably.
Because it's fresh.
Yeah. Very fresh. What year did that gentleman die? 2014. His looks pretty grown over. I mean, 2014 is a while back, but I've seen graves from that old before that weren't really that flat. En memoria de su esposa Bustos. Juan Argueta. 58-13. And Juan Marcos Gonzalez. Pretty nice. Very nice. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 graves with the same name, and I have never heard of this name before. If I said it in my native tongue, it would be Wanjura. Or Wanjura. And I guess there's no Spanish pronunciation to it because everyone here, Frank, Teresa, Edmund, James William, Helen, Richard, these are not Spanish people. So, it's an interesting name. I've never heard that name before. Never. I knew there'd be some more here. Lytle, Wanjura Hughes, and Maxine Hughes. They had mother and daughter, okay. 1903 and 1926. She died 2 years after Maxine, after her daughter passed away. Sad. Whit and Sissy, 12/5/1964. Walter Harris Jr. and Marie Horeski Collins. Well, Marie is still here. Walter passed away in 2002. Mabe. Oh, I lost my cat Mabes. So, yeah, I just saw that and made me go, oh. Look, they got this car well between two trees. Probably planted the trees after he was there. That's what I would assume. Yeah, 1896, passed away 1982, so yeah, they've been growing a while. And here we have Lytle, which is the name of the town we're in. Gerald D. and Joyce Hearsum. Probably very profound people in this city. Their name carried some weight. At least I would think so. It's like a much older stone because all the letters have been moved, but it's Guerrero. I cannot roll my R's today, people. I'm sorry. Guerrero. And they went ahead and made it look like a brick wall with a cross on it. It's an interesting touch. Look at that. Wood post made into a cross. Truck driving plaque. Trucker. 44 to 2013. Texas Sidewinder. I'm gonna guess that was a CB handle. Yeah. Castro Jr. What is it? Anselmo Castro Jr. AKA Texas Sidewinder. Yeah, I feel comfortable in that guess. Whoa! Whoa! Wind calm down, wind calm down. It feels good though. Feels really good. No matter who you are, you just gotta dig that Harley Davidson stone. Freddie S. Martinez. There's Sandra N. 73 and 72 were the years they were born. Passed away in 2010. Got the black stones around. Painted black to match the headstone. That's really cool. Will you look at that? Wow. Mary Helen Valadez, 1972, 1993. Wow. That is impressive, to say the least. A lot of love in that. Okay, so that's it for Lytle Community Cemetery. There were some really nice pieces and some very telling pieces, and Maddie was kind enough to look up some of the names. Probably cover that in a future video, but she found the reasons for their demise. So we'll probably check that out later, maybe do a piece for that separately. Maddie, what did you take away from this? What did you see that really stood out for you?
A lot of young people. A lot of young people. When I looked them up, a lot of them were car accidents. It's a small country town, so.
I used to go to Somerset High School, which is a neighboring town, and rollovers and accidents like that were pretty common. Pickup trucks taking turns too sharp, things like that. Not a whole lot of hit and runs or anything like that, but accidents in trucks were pretty big. People drive a little too fast, hit corners too fast. Rollovers were pretty common, but when someone died from the rollover, which could happen and did sometimes. Being in another small town in Lytle, it seems that some of these fine people met the same fate with vehicles.
Very young, very young.
Super young.
Another thing I noticed was how it went from old style gravestones, and you can see how it transitions into the newer ones. I know we've gone to other cemeteries and it kind of has the same thing, but this one really has it because it's so small. It's easier to see it. The transformation from just the little details to the big.
Yeah, I saw some of that as you got to one side. You had the older, more antique stones, and then there were some mixed in there. So, but you can see how they were kind of bringing them row by row, newer and newer. So, yeah. Well, that's it for now, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll come back with something else, I'm sure. Not sure when, but soon enough. Till next time, this is Derek.